Alrighty, guys. Hey, how are? Oh, let's turn the light on. Oh my goodness, let there be light. Turn that down quite a bit. What are you guys doing today? What do you guys got going on today? We are playing some Fishing Planet. Now, later on today, I'm hoping to be able to dive into a discussion about IRL fishing as well. So kind of keep that in mind. Is we are playing a game, but we are also likely going to talk about some IRL stuff as well. I am down bad right now. I need to grind a bunch of money out. So we're going to go ahead and fish out on this map. So probably the best way we're going to do this is going to be rod holders down. We're going to go ahead and grab a cat boxer. We're going to wing those leashes out there on that marker. We're going to go ahead and grab that one. It's more of a shallow water one, so we don't want that. We want these. This one I can wing out there as well. And our heavy chaser. Now all these have leeches on them, different size hooks. We can start narrowing down what size hook they want, you know, and all that stuff. But while that is soaking, we're going to go ahead and throw out a spoon. Now, that's the problem not matching your rods like you're supposed to, is you'll end up, hey, yo, don't use this, your lure's too light, or, you know, whatever. Like near the bottom. We'll give that just a straight stroke retrieve on the first one. Right. I will say I've had way more success on the boat on this lake. I don't know if it's just because of how I fish or what. We're also coming in on the slow hours of the night too. So it might not hurt to just forward time to the next little bit. Something bit. Let's see if I can cover this more effectively with a crankbait, just running this line parallel to it, or, you know, just trying to manage it. Yeah, I'm gonna guess the time right now is not helping. So let's go ahead and make that switch. I should have made that switch in the first place. Oh. Something. There's something. This is going off over there. And 300. Go ahead and pull this one back in. We'll make that time switch. I was messing with Sauger not too long ago. That was kind of more what I was doing. Just trying to find those. And then I started messing with Sturgeon. But then I done goofed and I went to go mess with sturgeon, and I brought the wrong rods. So obviously that cost me huge. Like, that's not a cheap mistake. So let's head during the day. The first little bit. Yeah, I want to extend my stay, yes. That's that one out there. Now, casting like this should help us cover the vast majority of this lake. It really shouldn't be a spot that we're missing, you know? There was something on there. Probably take a little bit of line. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. He is on him. Alright, we're gonna have to probably switch to that bobber rig. We'll throw that over here. It should kind of cover us where these fish could and should be. And something keeps picking up my middle rod and just not taking it, so... Small, I'm guessing? I mean, trophy perch. Not too bad. We'll shorten this leader up, though. Appreciate that like on the video. Makes a big difference in the algorithm. Alright, so we've got... Let's go ahead and recast this middle rod. So I reeled that in a little bit. I think we reeled in a good chunk. So ideally what we're doing... If I can get this rod and I'll show you the map. What we're kind of doing right now is... Those markers, right, are on the edge right here. And it's where we've caught walleye. So ideally, we can kind of cast just a little beyond those and be in that dark, you know, deep area. Whereas walleye should be hanging out. Pretty sure that chimes a fish, right? When a fish bites on the bobber. I've done almost no bobber fishing this game, and it really shows. Can't do it. It's just too slow. I think that's why. Appreciate the like on that. Again, it makes a huge difference in the algorithm and pushing us forward. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, we are mainly an IRL fishing channel, but we've been playing a bunch of Fishing Planet and the Angler, because I'm currently boatless and truckless. So hopefully early spring we can get back to it. Hopefully over the winter we can get back to making some modifications to boats, redoing another boat, getting that all ready to go. So the goal there is going to be to go from a 16.5 foot aluminum boat and kind of convert that into something that's bass boat worthy. If you've seen Tiny Boat Nation, it's something along those lines. Kind of trying to figure out what I can and what I want to do, I guess, is kind of the thing. Because I think we're going to do a straight up boat restoration on the first go of it. And then I think after that, we'll make some modifications and make the boat into something special. There's lots of opportunity there for the boat to be something. But I mean, 16.5 of a boat is a great boat for what I want to use it for. So most of our lakes are 300 acres. A 1,200 acre lake is a big lake, and it's not something we run into very often. Pull the bobber. Go ahead. They're just not committing to that bobber. Yeah, our lakes are small, right? So something that does mid-20s is enough. I don't see a real reason in my area to be that crazy about it, you know? I mean, yeah, I would love to have a bass boat. Love to have, you know, a 21-foot boat, right? That's just not realistic. Appreciate that like on the stream. Again, it makes a huge difference. The bass boat thing, right? I love the idea of a bass boat. The functionality of it for me just isn't there. So I think what I am looking at doing is turning this tiller boat into a bass rig. 4 legs. Okay, so all we gotta do is just talk about it, right? That's all we gotta do. So turning this bass into a bass rig should be an interesting process. So our goal the first round is going to be just get the subfloor in, get a front deck built, and I want a front deck big enough to where I can be on it, maybe with 2 guys, throwing 7-foot rods. I mean, that's kind of what we do here in Michigan, right? We're throwing 7-foot rods. We are throwing things that are bigger baits for a good chunk of the year as far as crankbait goes. I mean, a lot of fish in Michigan, right, are small. So if we do decide to do drop shot, we're going to run up, you know, fish that are 3 pounds. We might get a couple that are 5-6 pounds thrown in there, but it's just not necessarily common. But like I said, if we're throwing big rods, big baits for those bigger bass or pike, then I definitely want something that's got some deck to it. I want something that's got some distance to where I can get out there, hang out with my buddies, and fish, you know? This daytime just is not doing it. This Frankenbait, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing this thing. I guess we're gonna just, we'll toss it over here. We'll do that. We'll just throw it over yonder, I guess. I don't know, man. We're just kind of hanging out, vibing at this point, right? But, like, I'm a big cold water fisherman. I thoroughly enjoy running out there basically when ice is on and chasing smallmouth and chasing lethargic largemouth. There's something about getting those bites that is just super satisfying because you know you're doing the exact right thing. And moving from that, like, summer into fall transition, right? So you're moving from, like, 80-degree water until something in that neighborhood of, I don't know, 70, 75, you know, even. You're going to start noticing those fish moving up in the water column more and more, especially in Michigan where waters get to where they actually flip. I know some southern lakes do as well, but it's not necessarily a huge deal like it is in the north. So as those temperatures start slowing down, start cooling down, and the fish start kind of doing their thing, all of these fish are going to start getting pushed up in the water column. So once you start hitting that, like, 65, 60 starts happening, what you're going to start seeing is that thermocline, that super hard transition that you're seeing about mid-water column on your graph, that is the ticket, right? So you're going to know where the fish are by depth because of that thermocline. You're going to know where opportunity sits based solely on that thermocline. And as you progress through the year, you start getting towards October, late October, you're going to see more and more those fish start to move up shallow, and I mean like 2, 3, 4 feet of water even. Because those areas typically will end up being a little warmer up in those. If you find rocks, if you find things like that, the sun can beat on and actually warm up throughout the day. Those are your target spots. Those are what you're chasing. I mean, it definitely seems like people are kind of ignoring that fact, that you really want to pay attention to the thermocline, and fish movement obviously is paramount to everything that we're doing as bass anglers and fishermen in general. Let's get this fish in. Hopefully this is a walleye. Ooh, it's a good walleye even. Just lost that one. Another perch. Okay. Yeet! Pike. Pickerel. Oh. It's always like I'm like, let's get ready to move. Let's make a change. That's always when the fish want to bite. It makes sense, right? So you're like maybe slowing down, maybe thinking about something for a second. And that's when the fish bites. But back to our conversation earlier. So that fall transition period is super key, though, for getting large fish where you can easily catch them. And I think people forget that, man. It is my mind that early spawn time doesn't hold a candle to like late. Dude, I love that late October. You're throwing an A-rig, you're throwing big crankbaits. Once the thermocline is actually flipped, the water's done its thing. The fish are everywhere in the water. And that is, in my mind, some of the most fun times of the year. It's also the most frustrating too, though. But, I mean, we can dive into a full fall transition video at some point. I want to get back into that. I want to start doing some 3D animated things to really showcase what these fish are doing. And I've got some ideas and I've got some thoughts on how to make that happen. But obviously, it's going to take some effort. There was a fish over there, so I think what we're going to do... I don't think I can necessarily hit that, but... for matching your rod, reel, line, all that stuff is absolutely key. Yeah, we can dive into more stuff like that, and I want to do more stuff like that that's a little more in-depth, a little more IRL fishing, a little more... This is the nuts and bolts of it. A lot of people gloss over things, man, and I think that's almost a crime at this point, right? We know so much about fishing. We have so much of an idea about the underwater world as far as freshwater goes. I think there's a big opportunity missed right now for people in fishing, and I mean, we see products pushed to us on a day-to-day basis, right? Products are all that matters right now. Personally, I don't care. I like my Berkley products. I use VMC hooks, but I use Berkley hooks. I use Trokar hooks. I use whatever's decent and relevant in the moment. That's the nice thing with being a writer and a content creator more so than a sponsor pro angler is I can fish whatever the heck I want, how I want, because nobody's stopping me with a contract. Those contracts, man, sometimes they are absolutely predatory. Other times, they're a blessing to the angler. Now, obviously, it depends on what the deal is. But every angler has, the opportunity to do well, and the opportunity to sell lures. But putting that stuff together, yeah, it can be hard. At the same point, though, it can be totally unrewarding if you're not fishing what you want to be fishing, how you want to be fishing. There was a good period of time where, dude, I kind of hated reviewing lures just because I didn't want to fish a specific way. I wanted to do something else. And that time that was taken away from me, I didn't learn as much as I needed to, as much as I wanted to. Let's turn that motor down a hair. You know, and that's a disservice to myself. But again, that's part of the game too. You know, you gotta make those mistakes. You gotta try things, and sometimes it doesn't pan out. But I've been grateful that the companies that I've worked with have been companies that I absolutely stand behind. There's a couple of companies that I tried, right? I tried the product. I tried to work with them, but things just didn't happen. And that's okay. As long as both parties understand, hey, yo, this ain't it for me. But I see a lot of times now where people are so focused on, I got this free lure from a marketing deal, so I gotta use it. It's like, homie, that's cool, but you're doing yourself a disservice by locking yourself in such a way. You know, and as a PR guy, that I've done a lot of PR for anglers coming off the BFLs. I've worked with some Bass Open guys. A lot of those guys, I feel like, give up the opportunity to catch fish and the opportunity to make money on those tournament wins because of these insane contracts. There's a couple of contracts that I ran into where it was like, yo, they want to use this lure on this specific lake. That's it. That's all they want you to run. And while you're doing that, you need to have a seminar going while you're catching fish in a tournament in a high pressure situation. And a lot of guys buckle, obviously. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody for something that might cost them the event. Like a couple of guys that it has. A couple of guys that I've worked with, it absolutely cost them the event. You know, that's why the biggest thing that I always tell people is, if you're gonna take that step, work with a company, dude, you gotta love that company. That company has got to be your life already. They shouldn't have to give you product because you have so much of that product in the box. What up, Reef? Somehow the chat from YouTube just now started popping up. I was wondering why it was so dang quiet. So I played Call of Wild. Yeah, I've got about 250 hours in Call of Wild the Angler. Walleye starting to bite. Yeah, dude, walleye. I've got some great wild lakes around me. So we're gonna go ahead and do some walleye fishing here soon, hopefully. We've got some walleye opportunity coming around. There's been a bunch of lakes around here stocked for the last 5 years that have stocked 12-inch walleye, and that is huge. I mean, those numbers would get to be absolutely nutty. That's one of the worst things coming from Twitch to YouTube, right? Is the chat updates. The on OBS, my streaming software, the chat doesn't always update. So I have to pull the YouTube site up on occasion. Live chat versus top chat, the worst. But yeah, I'm dying for some walleye. I'm dying for some pike, dude. I haven't musky fished in a couple of years, and that's really what I'm wanting to do, is chase some muskie. This bite is just dead. I've heard so much about Susquehanna that I guess it's... Oh, there we go. I guess it's a fantastic fishery for smallmouth, too. Hey, I appreciate it, dude. How'd you find us? We've got a bunch of stuff that we've been throwing at the wall. I've been enjoying the Angler, and I've been enjoying Fishing Planet. It's been a good stopgap between my IRL fishing. So, I mean, it's something, right? I mean, it's thinking about fishing. It's keeping the mind busy. I mean, my day-to-day anyway is bass fishing, and it's PR, and it's marketing. So, spending some time chilling. It's kind of nice. I mean, I could be out on the kayak today too, but man, I just do not feel like kayaking at this rate. I mean, it's like 56 degrees outside. It has got to be no fun to fall in at this point. The big guy's under me. So what we're going to do... We were doing this a few days ago. We were trolling. And had a lot of success with it. Just dragging that lure across that edge. Fishing games, watch a couple of vids. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm thinking about loading up Call of the Wild too. I haven't played in I don't know how long, but I know. Watch my buddy's been playing it, saying it's really good. Fish are all super high in the water column. 8-foot diver might be going underneath them, and if that's the case, that's no bueno. That is no good. I'm trying to figure out kind of what we're doing here. I mean, it's a lot of it's... There's things that I want to do, things I want to present. It's just a matter of having the time, you know? I mean, the content that I want to put out is, I think, kind of game-changing. But, you know, I'm biased. Son of a... caster. Okay, I guess not. Oh, it is on there. And it... Why did I do that? Hey, let's vertical jig, and then I go ahead and throw it like 50 feet. So what I want to do is I want to drop this down under the boat. I haven't done this in a hot minute. I used to do this all the time on here. And I would essentially use this like a drop shot. Find fish, drop this on top of them, like that. And then hopefully bite. Nothing. There's fish in this area, though. That's the thing. There's fish in them waters. It's like, oh, it's too light, but I still cast it across the lake. Okay. Alright, so we'll pull this 13-footer through where that school kind of should be. Right on the edge. I'm going to cast out a little bit more to the right. Do a good fan cast. This orangey color, too, doesn't seem to be too great for me. Smoking. Sunbury. Okay, so I've heard of Sunbury. We spend a lot of time on St. Clair, being Michigan anglers, at least, you know, spend a lot of time in St. Clair. Dude, and it's so hard knowing that St. Clair is right there to go anywhere else. It's just one of those fisheries that is always so dang good. Oh, this is gonna hurt that rod, isn't it? Try a spinning rod. That's what I need. Is a light spinning rod. I probably have enough fish now to properly outfit and actually do this the proper way and make money at it. Yeah, I'm dying to get out and do some walleye or smallmouth fishing again. Went out, I think it was 2 weeks ago, went and caught some largemouth. It was fine. But definitely figured out the kayak is not my thing. It's fun, I mean, for a minute, but dude, I want to get to my spot. I want to fish, you know? Like, I don't want to mess around. I don't want to dink off. I want to just go get my fish and enjoy myself. You know, I don't want to have to paddle 1.5 miles just to go get bit. Especially knowing that, like, if I had a boat, right, I could just buzz to my spots, get my fish, get my limit, and bounce out. I I feel like I can catch significantly more fish out of a boat. Like, that's just, it is what it is. Let's do that. Want a 1/2 ounce. Reels. 43-pound drag, 24-pound max line. I'm okay with that. Might not have the right fluorocarbon. I don't think I do. Oh, Gary Scott brand, huh? I don't know who that guy is, but man, he must be something. 20-pound, 25-pound. Let's do that 25-pound. Oh, that is not cheap. Ah. Ouch. All right, 20-pound it is. Where's it? Okay. Ow. Alright, and then we're going to get rid of one of these in favor of a spinning rod. So I want this 1/4 ounce. That's way too light. All these rods have, like, the worst setups. 6.5 pound line, 1/2 ounce. I feel like I'm gonna have to go to that 1/2 ounce rod and just deal with it being not as far casting, I guess. We'll do this. Screw it. We'll do it live. 13 pounds. Do that one. I want, because I doing this, let's do backpack is full. What? Oh. Okay, that was not all line I wanted. Oh, dude. I am so happy to not be at work today. I don't mind my job, but man, I have been dying to do some just chilling, you know? Just some. Is this not a freaking? Oh, okay, it is. Like, yo, did I buy the wrong thing? Yeah, I don't mind my job, but man, what do you do? What's your place of employment? I want a leader. That's what I was doing. No, no, that's the regular line. Just let me cut the line, man. All right, so half-ounce lures. Let's do... where's my... Do I have any half-ounce jig heads? How do I live? How do I live like this? Oh, crap. Inventory. Backpack. Those are all super heavy. Oh, okay. I guess the rod can handle it. Okay, I guess that rod's fine. I don't want that. Those are huge. 4-aught rides that line. Dude, so my girlfriend is heavily thinking... So we've got our 5th boy on the way. She is heavily thinking about getting out of doing hair and moving into the distribution center here. Not quite sure what to do at this point. I mean, it makes sense, you know, but grubs? Do I have, what size are my grubs? 1-aught, 3-aught, okay. 1-aught, 3-aught, that seems huge. Jig heads. 9/17. That's what we're calling those? I don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't care for that at all. What color grub? Bring some worms too, I guess. What color grub? Three-inch? Mayhaps? Like the idea of the 3-inch? Alright. Now we can go ahead and throw out these in different water columns, basically. And then we can hopefully be a little better off. Oh, that first night. That first night is where it's at. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Oh. Whew. Dude, I don't know. I didn't really do much of anything yesterday other than work. I don't know how you guys do it, though. Like, I worked warehouse for years. It was fine, but I felt like I couldn't do anything after work. I was always just so freaking tired. But I ran the warehouse for Gainer Mountain. And I did a bunch of logistics for them and whatnot. Dude, that job was non-stop. Which is fine, I'd rather be busy. But it's so nice to have a job now that I can kind of forget about when I'm not there. And working from home doesn't hurt either. It also is a pretty solid plus. Alright, so we got minnows on this one. Can't cast that far. So I guess we're going to switch up. Throw this up on top of the shelf, I guess. Oh, that is super on top of the shelf. Okay. Okay. Oh. The alarm's going like crazy. It is going like crazy. Just as I set the stupid thing down. Let's go. Fish is just skiing in. a trophy even. Hold on, let me get this one out. Stop it! Or don't stop it. Oh god! Oh god. Alright, we got one, we got one. Trophy redfin. Alright, let's go to the other one. Come on, hook up. Let's go. Oh god, we almost lost him. Woo! Almost lost it. Back-to-back trophies. And a PR. PB? Let's go. Yo, this perch was bigger than the redfin. That is a big old perch. Zona says, that's a slouch. Stupid like that. I love Zona, but buddy. Hopefully next week too we'll have some news to share. Got some pretty decent sized meetings next week with some very large companies that are interested in doing some projects and coming on board and working with the brand. So hopefully we can get that on the roll, because I want to work on a project that I don't think anybody else has done. Actually, he just texted me right now. So the project in scope is essentially I want to have soft plastic lures weighed with a spreadsheet. And that spreadsheet would then translate into a phone app. Ideally, the plan would be where you can look up a lure. Say you're in Walmart, right? You scan the barcode, you flip it over, and you verify. Okay, so you grab these power tubes, right? You scan that barcode that's on the front. On that barcode, then it would link you to the product, and it would tell you, okay, this product is 17 grams. Which obviously is pretty heavy for plastics. But it allows you as the angler to have a little more option and a little more freedom in knowing what you're getting. And that's one of the projects that I've been really invested in that I think can impact people in a very good way. Good old grub. Let's go. This thing is crawling the bottom as it should. Oh. Got it. Hooked him. Hooked him. Let's go. They are on the shelf, perhaps? I mean, the rain and the reduced visibility, if they calculate that in, that would make... Good grief. Got off. I mean, it makes sense, right? The reduced visibility of the rain, fish be pushed up on top of the shelf. Try a smaller rider grub. That's that reduced visibility. By lighter, I mean color lighter, not like weight lighter. Haha, hooked right up too. Okay. So that fish was pretty high in the water column. It bit about a quarter of the way down. So I don't know if it was following it on the fall or if that fish was suspended. But I guess that fish was right near the top, a couple feet down. Right rod, right rod. Oh, hooked him. So the minnows are outperforming the leeches pretty heavily at this point. Pretty heavily. And not only that, but these are on top of the shelf. And the leeches are not. But again, that fish that just bit was pretty dang high in the water column. Let's twitch this back on the bottom. Just rule that out. And then this next one, what we'll do is we'll cast it out and we'll reel it back a little higher in the water column. But I don't have much faith that the bottom is where it's at. Definitely seems like the fish are pushed up in the water column right now. All right. Recast. Speed it up just a hair. What I like about this game, too, is if you look at that upper right, you can see the lure icon, kind of how it's dancing, right? So if I drop it, nose drops. If I lift it, the nose lifts. It does a pretty good job at showing me what that lure is doing. Where in the water column. Fishing Planet really nailed that. That's a great thing that they did that really helps the gameplay. Oh, he bumped it. He bumped it. I don't know if you saw that, but as that fish hit that, he was probably going with it and following it. Because it pushed, right? It pushed my lure. That's what... Okay. One of the things that this game does fantastically is it replicates how fish interact with baits really, really well. Like... this up, get this back up in the water column a little bit. That fish bit on a 2-speed, straight retrieve, but again, it was a bump. Oh my goodness, did you see? I missed one right at the dock. Right at the dock. Sometimes, lift and drop, you can get that fish come back for it. Doesn't look like that's happening, though. Alright, so let's try something different, maybe? We'll try a larvae. Larval. Leader cola. Alright, so throwing over that shelf, pulling it back over top of it. And hooked right up. Okay. So what we gotta do is we gotta cast over top of that shelf, pull lures back about 2-3 feet down. So maybe a 3-foot crankbait might get us there. That kind of narrows down that water. It kind of puts us in a thinner window, right, of opportunity. Because your goal as an angler is to be in that strike zone for as long as possible. So what we can do is we'll grab, do I have a 3-foot crankbait in my box? I'm not sure I do. Oh, I do, a night one even. Ooh, good cast on that too. All right. if we can replicating that success with a crankbait. It might be just that jig is where it's at. If we're not going to bite this, then we'll throw out a spoon. We'll give that spoon a shot. They're just not committing to those leeches. Alright, so we'll throw one out with a spoon real quick, and then if that doesn't work... What up, Rev? How's it going, homie? We'll go ahead and we'll switch that out for some minnows. Obviously, you know, test that, see how that goes. How you doing today, Rev? What you got going on, buddy? We are just kind of hanging, fishing, talking IRL fish, talking spring transition, lures, all that stuff, man. Good time. Streamed for a couple minutes on YouTube earlier, man, or on Twitch earlier, but Twitch was not having my nonsense. I don't know what it is with Twitch's disconnect stuff, but it does not like my network. Alright, so we're gonna get to a lull here. Is that what we're gonna see? Wedding. I did that last weekend. Have fun, dude. It's a good excuse to get the missus all excited. Dude, I've been playing some Madden at night, just when I'm by myself hanging out, you know, drinking a beer or whatever. And what a good game, dude. I don't this year's feels better. I might be just like thinking that in my head, but for some reason this year's game feels really good. And it's one of those games that I would love to play on stream. Just I'm not great at it, but I enjoy playing it, you know. I really enjoy playing that on stream with some homies. But dude, I'm gonna get my butt kicked. Alright, so let's jig head back out. Couple casts with a spoon. Nothing, no real interest, it seems like. We got a couple of followers. We had one hit on the jig head. And I really enjoy about this game, too, how specific colors seem to actually be. Oh, okay. Okay. Yikes, that was fast and furious all of a sudden. Bite just kicked on. Good grief. Alright, let's cover this water with this. Dude, I don't know what it is with Twitch, and it's not a me problem, because I have fiber, you know, and I'm not just wired. I also have a Wi-Fi 6 and redundant. So, like, I'm always connected to the internet. And on here, I can actually upload at about 30 kilobit, I believe is what it is. Versus Twitch is like 6. You know, so it's like, it's not like I'm bound by my network. I don't know, man, it's just weird. It's just weird. Because I enjoy Twitch, I enjoy the community, but Ultimate Team, yeah, I've been, I don't know, man. My thing is I want to stick to the channels to this one's fishing. Daily Cliche is shooting games. You know, I don't. I guess that's the easier thing on Twitch. I guess is you can kind of hop around a little bit. It doesn't affect your channel as much. Mark for buying card on the auction, yeah. Are they doing real money trading yet on Madden? Like, how are they not at this point? It's Madden, right? They've got to be doing real money trading. It's one of the logical steps for them making more money. Cat down there is not having a good time. But I think we're going to try to do a little more regular fishing streams on YouTube, and I'm going to try to focus them a little more on specific things. So there's a few discussions that I want to have this week on stream. I want to have the discussion of fall transitions, because we are seeing our thermocline start to flip. A lot of guys don't know what a thermocline is, but it is absolutely key to catching fish in the fall. I want to have a discussion about pro staff. I want to have a discussion about sponsorships, things like that. There's a lot of missed opportunities the guys are passing up on because they don't understand how sponsorships work. And I think that they have the opportunity to do something, even if they think they don't. And I think that you guys all have the opportunity to be more successful than you are right now. And the way to make that happen is through sponsorships. Yeah, Twitch is... I don't know, I think Twitch on its way out. The pay cut, the drama in general on Twitch is just not okay in my mind. I love the Twitch community, like, right? I enjoy you, Grizz, Sloan, Doe, all the guys, Mountain Moving Joe. Like, there's so many guys that I've met through Twitch on Call of the Wild especially, let alone COD, let alone DayZ, Tarkov, all these other games that I've played over time. It just sucks seeing the platform that I met all these guys on just kind of not caring. Is kind of the way that I see it. Versus... Really? What the crap was that? Seeing my boys on the way down, man, it's not cool. I don't like it. 5 points for real money. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. I mean, it's not surprising. It's the corporate move at this point. And I'm shocked that, I don't know if you heard about this back a while ago, Asmongold talked to Ted Cruz, or Ted Cruz's office, something like that. And they had a discussion about loot boxes and gambling. Madden, FIFA obviously came up because they are major games for like the loot box packs. And I'm kind of surprised they haven't seen legal trouble because of that stuff happening. Alright, guys, I'll be right back. Doggo is barking, so I'm going to go get him. If this beeps, let me know. Or don't, I guess. I don't know. Extremely risky. Hey, man. Hello? Yeah, it's not a big deal, Bino. We'll figure things out as we need to, buddy. Honestly, man, I'm just glad to be back to... Oh, man, I thought I had him. Extremely risky. Hey, man. Hello? Yeah, it's not a big deal, Bino. We'll figure things out as we need to, buddy. Honestly, man, I'm just glad to be back to... Oh, man, I thought I had him. Extremely risky. Hey, man. Hello? Yeah, it's not a big deal, Bino. We'll figure things out as we need to, buddy. Yeah, I love that dog. Good lord, he's annoying. Any hoozles. Back to the fish. Worm? I don't think I've ever thrown a worm. I've heard they work. We're almost at that point we're going to have to switch it up. Go to the night. Twitching a worm, though? No, I want... Wrong rod. Oh, God. Get in the dock! Dude, it's like every time I'm like, oh yeah, well, maybe we'll switch time. And then all of a sudden the fish start biting. It's every single time. I think the fishing should be getting better. Should be about peaking in the next, like, in-game hour or so, right? Oh, it's just decent all day long. And it's great at night. Okay. Let's switch her tonight. Maybe we'll throw a smaller hook on this too. Go down to a 2-aught or something like that. Might be the move. Might be the move. Two leeches. Yeah. Boop. All right. What? I was just tightening the line. That's either a really good sign or a bad sign. It's going to be pure chaos. Is that a bad sign though? It's pure chaos? Is that a good sign? I don't know. Ugh. I think I want this one over here, right? Boop. And then I want that one over here. So that down back on. All right. Let's cast this bad lad out. Cover some water. So that one we were twitching, right? We were just kind of giving her the old gusto, you might say. The old gusto. Oh, Annie bit. My goodness, it's got to be like this. Good job. Hopefully we can kind of just smack a bunch of these fish. Get full, make some money. Yeah, be okay. Okay. I feel like that's pretty high up there, right? These fish definitely seem to like that scoot, you know, the twitch. Okay, they're stacked up over there. They are stacked up over there. So I guess we're going to change our plan a little bit. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull one of these other rods, throw it over there, and see if we can... Okay. Oh no, I'm low on minnows. Oh no! Let's do this one. No, let's do this one. I don't know what one was eaten or lost, though. That's the thing, too. Which bait was eaten or lost? I think it was that one. We'll cast that one out further. Go ahead and pull this back. Give it the old twitch. All right, let's just pull this thing back in. Pull this one in. Then we'll cast these leeches out over on that area as well. Maybe kind of like a little more to the left. on. Our last of the small minnows, too. That's it. That's all we got. I didn't think minnows would be it. You know, it wasn't on my list of things that usually works well for me on these. Cast this one out like over here. We'll go up here a little bit more. Bait. I guess I'll throw some leeches on that and see if that works. Alrighty. Those 3 rods out. I think I want to switch to that spoon for a minute. Let's give it a mid-depth, slow retrieve back. Didn't take any time at all. That was pretty quick. We're already at 42 pounds on the day. And at about 3 pounds each, that adds up pretty quick. Adds up pretty quick. I think that one was off on the deeper side, though, right? Yeah, because I've got... Okay, yeah. So they got to be stacked up in that corner. If you look at the map... We'll do that here in a second. Another 3-pounder. Tease. If you look at the map, there's this like cut right here next to this underwater point. This cut is like where all these fish are coming out of. Gonna throw a worm out there for fun. Okay. He's taking it. Alright. That was close. I think I almost lost that fish because of the low line tension. For those of you that hit like, I do appreciate it. It does bump the video up in the algorithm quite a bit, especially after it is posted. Oh! We are moving and grooving on these things. Just as I was switching rods. Another one. Dude, we are catching fish though. And that's what matters, right? We're catching. We're leveling up. We're getting our stuff and I'm currently out of... Oh, there's the last of my minnows. No! Oh my goodness, don't you fall off. Thank you. It's a pickerel. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I mean, really, I could be doing these a pretty light line, too. We're trying to maximize XP as well. I mean, they're only getting to be about 3 pounds. So, like, 6-pound line would probably be way more than enough. Beaches on this one. Light for rod will cast short. Okay, well, that's fine considering this thing casts literally across the lake. Alright, let's give this worm a jiggle. A little jiggle. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I didn't wait long enough for it to take the line. That's a shame. Yeah, I think that spoon is going to be... That grub, maybe? That grub was killing it. The larva did too, though. Those pickerel really seem to like that larva, though. And I am not chasing ye old pickerel. That one's got it. Nope. Strike was done too early. Okay, so it didn't have it yet. I mean, you get a lot of those things like run with it, man, and it's hard. Maybe we'll jump on the boat here in a second and just take a look around. Try that narrow spoon. Pretty high up in the water column, so hopefully. We don't get anything here in the next little bit, though. I'm going to go ahead and switch these rods over. I'll go back to fan casting. The school might have moved on. Can I just... It does pick all my rods up, thank goodness. Underneath me, or right here, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, they are a bunch on top of that shelf. A bunch on top of that shelf. That's what I more expected. Wonder if... That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Give that a little flip out there. Not graphing anything, though. Yeah, let's not waste time on nothing. See if pulling a spoon this way, different results. It sometimes definitely seems like positioning of the boat matters. Like, the way the current moves impacts how something works. Which, I mean, that's cool if that's the case. Okay, that was a bump. If you saw that, the lure, like, jumped a couple times. Not bad. Good lie. Again, that was about mid-water column. That was a bump. Okay. Is it 4? Yep. We'll toss back out there with that. It'll sit about where I was getting that bite. There are times when you can get nibbled, and then you follow up with another lure, you'll get that bite. Like I was saying, that was a solid bite, but he didn't take it. Come on. Take it. Take it. Not going to? All right. We've got 60 pounds in the boat at the moment, so like we're doing okay as far as cash goes. Fish bumped it again. Like, I'm getting hits. They're just not committing to it. Wonder if that means I gotta do this. That will do that. I think it's gonna be too deep. I think I want like an 8-foot runner. Not what I actually want. Think dragging this in the bottom is going to do much good for me. That hunched. There it is. All right. Oh, you can wing that thing across this lake. Holy cow. I guess now we see if something bites. If not, we might troll for a second. See if we get anything moving. Hey. About where that other fish was, though. A good one. That's where I kept getting bumped, you know? The same exact spot I kept getting bumped on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're stacked up right there? So we'll cast a little bit further. We're going to run that crankbait through them. Might be the last one in the group. I mean, 2 back-to-back like that, dude. Not bad, not bad at all. It puts up 66 pounds. This crankbait is putting in some work, though. Okay. I mean, each one of those is like $400. Like, that's huge. We can fan cast for a second and just see if anything else is moving. Run a few different spots real quick. Okay, it's off the ledge. Kind of going back down towards the bottom and back up. Nothing there. All right, we're gonna cast back over. We just caught those 2 fish on this next cast. We're in the abyss. And there's a fish. Good one, too, from the looks of it. Makes 205 of these things, man. We have caught us some walleye. Oh my goodness, dude. Just doesn't stop. So I put that marker was a good marker spot because good grief. We're like surrounding that. Oh my god. Dude, if I was catching walleye like this, I would be so incredibly jacked. Like 3-pound walleye, fish after fish after fish. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now we can make another wide cast. Trying to stay in this little zone right here. And then we'll kind of run one parallel to that whole line. Ooh, that was a bump. Punch runner sinks, huh? Interesting. We'll position the boat a little more like up here. And we're going to cast right in line with all of these and try to cover this entire ledge. Typically, running stuff like this, you'll end up finding where the fish are looking out over into the abyss or up onto the shelf, depending on where they are. Guessing these fish are pushed. Oh, man, that was a bite. Getting hit, you know? There we go. Trophy walleye, 4.3 pounds. Good grief. A good one. We are about halfway full. I've had some incredible days, too. Seems like all through the morning you're catching fish nonstop. Sorry. And then at night, you switch to night, dude, and it's like, oh my god. I mean, like we're having now, you know? Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Alright, we don't get one on this bite. I'm going to go ahead and troll. We can locate something. I mean, this spot right here seems like absolute dynamite, though. Now, watch the graph. Hold lure. Over top of a weed bed. Love how there's a foot pedal, but like no foot on the pedal. It's a big grass bed. Oh, there's fish bubble thingies. Fish rings. Nothing, man. Not marking a thing either. Oh, marks. Okay. Those fish are pushed to the bottom, though. Fish are all pushed to the bottom. Alright, so let's do this. Those are all top fish. We'll grab... "13-foot runner." Let's get the boat positioned out of the way. Cannot stand casting through the boat. Oh, wow, okay, I was zooming that bait. That's not helping. Stupid boat. Reposition. All way up high in the water column. Way up high in the water column, okay. You down low. Wow, okay, there's a few down low. Alright, that's a bunch of fish. Let's do this. Let's do... Get back in the driver's seat. Drop anchor. We'll make a cast out. Let that sink. Ah, Cup. Appreciate that like. We are on fish for sure. I think that fish came from the bottom though. Yep, I think it did. Yeah. What a meme. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I'm kind of I done goofed, right? I made a mistake on, of course, one of the expensive trips and brought the wrong gear, and it totally screwed me. You know, sometimes it do be like that. All right, let's throw my anchors down. I don't know. I just feel like that. I feel like that purple spoon, man, is always my go-to. Like, I always just do so well on it. Come on now. I have to scoot that jig back. Let this thing down to the bottom. And just kind of let it do its thing down there. Slow drag it. Pulling it through all that muck and marl. I don't think the jig is what they're really keen in on, though. Just out here for funsies. This thing casts so well, it's crazy. Let this thing sink on down to the bottom, and we'll pull this back nice and slow like we did that jig. Alright, there's the bottom. Fish like crazy down there too. They're just not committing. Maybe try a bobber? Maybe mayhaps? I've had some luck with that. Just basically pulling the bobber underneath the boat, waiting for that the sonar to pick up fish. Oh! Basically like that. Okay, so fish beep, boopity boopity boop, underneath me. Fish had moved on past me. More approaching. Mind you, I'm anchored, right? Maybe that theory doesn't hold. But I mean, there's fish around me, right? I mean, like, that's the thing, is there's fish around me for sure. I'm gonna go back to that 8-foot hunchback. That thing was putting in work. Or not. Okay. To talk crap about it, I guess. Oh my goodness. Just flipping him in the boat at this point. What's the fancy graph gonna say? Give me some beeps. Strike was done too early. Oh, there was a fish on it. Are you kidding me? Okay. There's one under me. I think that's one single fish. One single fish under there. We'll just go to this side just for funsies. I don't know, that's not I'm not a bobber guy. I don't have the patience for oh. Get it. Get that lure. All right. Can't do it. Too mind-numbing. Give me crankbait. Let me cast. Let me cast. This fish are pushed right on the bottom. Grief. That one's up high. Those are up high. I honestly wonder if I throw something up high in the water column if those fish will hit. The fish tracker thingy say we're on our way down. All right, yeah, let's go ahead. Roll for a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and probably start figuring out the plan for the day. I can't tell if it's actually... Look, I know it works with crankbaits. Real life or on here? Because on here, dude, I'm sitting at like I went to the Congo for a little while and did some of those. Meh. I've been really enjoying walleye fishing, I'll be honest with you. I wish the pike fishing in here was a little more like in real life pike fishing. That's my jam. Love pike fishing and muskie. But like we've had some 29-inch eyes in the boat. I think we got pictures somewhere. We doubled up on two 29.5-inch, 29 to 29.5-inch walleye. And then I think it was earlier that year. We got a 5-pound bass. We landed a 45-inch pike, and then a 52 or 51-inch muskie, I think is what it was. But like the area that I'm in, we've got a lot of opportunity to catch a bunch of different things. I haven't done much for big fishing. I've done more numbered fishing, if that makes sense. Mostly bass tournaments, things like that. That's more what my focus has been. But next year, we're switching out of a bass boat style rig, fishing style rig. We're gonna go to a aluminum boat. It's gonna open up some opportunities for me to do some steelhead, some walleye, a little more musky. We're gonna branch out quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to being able to branch out and do some different things. Like, we're gonna try to chase Michigan Master Angler. Honestly, that's kind of what we're chasing. I think I can knock out quite a few species on the list for Master Angler, honestly. But on here, man, I think I went chasing Congo fish. That was fun for a minute. But those Congo perch, they're worth a ton. It just costs so much to get there. I gotta hit level 75 to get back there again, something like that. Alright. Solid. Good cast. Well done. About 50. Let's go ahead and do some trolling. Oh man, right above those brush piles. Like, that should be some great opportunity. See, dude, carp fishing isn't big here. It's just not a thing that's really done. I'd be interested in it. Honestly, I think we're going to do some of that next year. We're going to try to chase some carp and see what we come up with. It looks like a fun way to fish as far as hooking them. The problem that I have is I can't stand rod holder fishing. I mean, to me, that's just boring. But coming from, like, bass tournaments where, like, I'm casting, you know, 3 times a minute, I like the fast pace of bass fishing. I mean, to me, that's just, it's more exciting. And I feel like I'm covering water more efficiently, if that makes sense, too. But, like, I've been looking at, what was it? Sea bass? That you guys get over there? I've seen some pretty interesting videos of, like, the UK anglers fishing sea bass. Oh, yeah, dude. See, and I've I guess I've shot at huge carp with a bow. Like, it's way more common for people to bow fish for carp than it is to actually fish for them. 14 foot of water? Interesting. Those fish are way out in the abyss. Interesting. Yo, this 45-pound thrust trolling motor, whatever the heck this thing has, is not doing it for me. I wish I could select the trolling motor speed. Because, like, man, on and off, that's not a good time. Not a good time. Just want a few more fish before I have to get off this map. This day's getting close to ending. Yeah, and you've got, like, common carp, mirror carp, silver carp, all kind of do different things to the environment too. So, like, that's a factor, right? Grass carp, common carp are a little more catchable, I guess. Like, silver carp are basically bowfish only. Like, they just don't want to bite things. They're just not a ton of fun to deal with. Oh, I missed that fish, I think. Like, I mean, the common carps especially seem like the most fun to catch, in my mind. Dang it. That fish hit. That fish hit hard, though. That one crushed it. But yeah, it's not a big thing here because we have walleye, right? You got sander. We've got muskie, pike, gar. What else? There's not a big tournament series for something. Oh, crappie. Our white crappie and black crappie both are freaking huge. Especially on like Mississippi down like Lake Grenada. Oh my god, those things are like 3 pounds. Ooh, grass carp and sun bass, yeah. And honestly, it's kind of funny that most of the invasive species are like the better fish to actually like sport fish for. Especially on like Erie, right? The gobies made such a big difference in the smallmouth population. I mean, we're definitely seeing less perch. We're seeing less bluebacks. We're seeing a lot less just bait fish in general. But the gobies, man, they are a smallmouth meal. This would be a good one. 3 1/4 pounds. 3 1/4 pounds. I mean, dude, we have been catching fish like crazy, though. Fish are right on top. Are you kidding me? Right on top. What are they doing up there? This hunched runner seems like, I mean, in my mind, it's working so good. Like, it seems like the move. Fish in that grass underneath me. Be irresponsible to not do this. Oh, wow. Reposition that boat a little bit. We can pull that bait through that giant school. Hopefully hook up on something. Must be just holding on that fish with that grass right there. I'm thinking we're gonna make YouTube streams a more regular thing. I think I'm done with Twitch, honestly. We've been streaming on Twitch for basically 2 years now, and YouTube has treated me so much better as far as communication, as far as growth, as far as being able to organize my content. Like, I think we're gonna stick with YouTube streams. So if you are interested in seeing more streams, make sure you subscribe, because we are definitely going to do more of that type of content on here. Pretty much saying, Twitch, I'm sorry, but we're probably not coming back over there. I mean, we might do some IRL fishing streams on occasion over there, but I might as well do that here too, right? I mean, people are saying that YouTube is undiscoverable, which is hilarious because it's a giant search engine. And I feel like I find the content I want on YouTube on a regular basis versus Twitch. Which I feel like I like for creators, right? I watch my friends. Other than that, I don't really watch big streamers. 40-pound scale carp? Jesus, chimney, dude. A bunch of guys chase catfish. I mean, you guys have Welsh catfish, right? In that, not like near Belgium, but like you've seen them or heard of them. Those things are absolutely insane. We've got channel cats that get to be pretty good size. I have never purposely chased catfish. My girlfriend's dad is good at it. That's like one of his things. He hit that in walleye. I'm not. I can't catch a catfish or a walleye to save my life if I had to on purpose. So we're going to spend some time in the boat with him, I think, getting him out and chasing some walleye and some catfish with him. So he knows way more than I do. And I would like to do that stuff live. Ideally on the boat, I can set up battery pack. I can set up self-service, and we can fish live on the water with chat. So that'd be nice to be able to actually have those conversations on the water and break stuff down. That way you guys can ask questions as we're out there instead of me editing a video and then people ask questions, have to re-edit a video and go through the whole rigmarole. I'd rather answer those questions right there. Yeah, European catfish. Yeah. Ooh. But like on Twitch, there's starting to be a community of IRL fishermen, like Fish Stalker. If you haven't looked up Fish Stalker, one word, he's one of the guys really pushing IRL fish streaming. And it's really cool to see these guys out on the water, on the boat, fishing in real time, talking to chat, doing their thing. Can we fill this bag? Like, I've got chores to do today that I gotta do before I pick the girlfriend up. But, like, can we fill this bag? Is that an option? That lure just helicoptering, man. That's treble hooks just asking to get you. I think we're in the lull time too, which is kind of funny because we're starting to catch more, it feels like. Good grief, dude. That's insane. Like, that's a huge fish. So my buddy, Blake Shelby, he was the marketing manager of PSE Archery. I think he shot a 210 pound alligator gar in Texas. Might have been Mississippi, Louisiana, something like that. But it was down south. I think he did a little John boat. Like, the pictures of him with that fish, it's crazy how big those things are. And the amount of teeth in an alligator gar. Like, nah, dude, I'm good on that. I'll have to find that at some point. And we're gonna start doing a little more, like I said, a little more YouTube streaming. So we're gonna have some discussions. But I'm not playing a game. We're just gonna sit down, go through some screenshots, go through some pictures, discuss lures, techniques, just anything that goes with fishing, right? That's kind of what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna have some pretty cool conversations with that happening. And I do have the option for a bait cam as well. 3 hours. Nope. I don't have patience for that, man. Like, bass fishing, I bass fish because I run 40-pound braid, right? To catch 4-pound fish. I just want to get the fish in the boat. I want that bite. I don't necessarily care for the fight. I want the bite. That's what I fish for. Like, and it's so weird saying that. Like, I'm completely content catching a crap ton of small fish as long as the bite is cool. I've had days where I've caught big fish on a jig or plastics, right? Where you're just kind of pulling it on the bottom, and it's boring, man. Like, yeah, you're catching big fish, but it's just not the same excitement level of throwing a popper out there, right? And bam, having that splash, or throwing a a good square bill that has a nice wide wobble and feeling that thing stop. Like that to me is one of the best things about bass fishing and pike fishing and stuff like that. But like I run, you know, heavy gear. So I don't have to take time out like that. Like that's crazy. It's cool. Like I respect the guys that do that, but that ain't me, man. Like, who was the guy that I interviewed? Man, I interviewed somebody, a catfish guy, years ago. And he was talking about these crazy fights, right? Where he's like, oh yeah, I was running 6-pound line for this tournament. You know, when we were catching 30-pound cats. Like, yeah, dude. No. Give me my 40 to 60-pound braid. Let me throw a leader on it and just hoist those things in. You know, that's where I am on it. But I think we're going to have enough money after this to where tonight we can get the okay from the girlfriend. We can go ahead and sturgeon fishing at night. Sit, hang out. Dude. So, actually, I wonder if I have video for fish addicts. There's a website years ago called Fish Addicts. We were part of the team that helped kind of push that thing along. Yeah, it's gone now. And that team, what our goal was to track every fish, right? So what we did was every fish we caught, we put GPS coordinates down for every single fish we caught. And we ended up with like 300 fish one day, fishing a like 200-acre lake that had very little pressure. Like it was really cool. But it was poppers, buzz baits, crankbaits. Like you threw it, they were biting it. Trying to find. I've got video somewhere of us just going absolutely ham. And I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to go through some stuff and set up some scenes. Hopefully tonight we'll have a little cleaner stream. This is the first time streaming on this account with this setup, so I'd say it's not doing too bad. It's not doing too bad at all. Like I'm pretty content with how the stream is behaving on YouTube. Like I'm not losing frames. I feel like I've got nice clear video. I feel like the audio's coming through nice and clear. And then there's Twitch. Appreciate that like on the video, guys. It does make a world of difference. See, we're up to 6. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm watching you guys. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Yeah, let's pull up one of these videos while I go ahead and grab me a drink of water and think about my next move here. We'll reach back to, let's go back to like, go back to way back when, maybe like 2016. I haven't looked at any of this old footage in so long. How old does my footage go? I guess let's go back as far as we possibly can and see. Wow, the hunter. Did a lot of the hunter content back in the day. Brem, like panfish, like bluegill and stuff like that. this work. Look here, stream elements. I need you to stop playing the music. All right. So here you go. We actually were smallmouth fishing through the ice. Oh, it's just that one little quick clip. Be a decent short. But like that aqua view, what a not clear image, if I'm honest. That thing was not great. Do I have fish video on here anymore? We did some trips to like Arkansas and stuff like that where we fish in a blizzard, and that was a blast to fish. It stinks. Belgium brim? Oh, that thing is weird, dude. That thing is... it's goofy looking. It's cool. I mean, it seems like... it looks a lot like a tilapia or something like that. Like, it's weird. So this is what I was thinking of. White crappie. This is what was my first initial thought when I saw that thing. But no, not even close. Not even close. Dude, I've got a lot of how-tos on here and not much actual fishing anymore. I'm kind of surprised by that. I'll be honest with you. Let's I'm gonna pull up a vlog real quick, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and run to the bathroom real quick, and we'll be back. What is up? Good morning, guys. Today we are hitting a lake that I haven't fished, so we're gonna try something a little different than usual. We're gonna hit Maple Lake in Pawpaw. Know very little about it, did that on purpose. I haven't fished it, like I said, so it's going to be a matter of figuring things out as I go throughout the day. Now, today might be a little interesting. I started my day out waking up like a rather old guy. I woke up with a Charlie horse on my shoulder, and of course, it's my casting shoulder, so things could get interesting today. Be a matter of maybe trying to throw some Senko, stuff like that, to try and just deal with it. Took some pain relief stuff this morning, get through that, and it's not a big issue for us. Not only that, but the mount for my primary camera committed suicide today. The actual bolt itself broke in half for some reason. I don't know why. It mounts to a plastic holder and a plastic camera. So the one piece of stainless steel was one that decided to break out of both those plastic pieces. That being said, though, let's get into the water and see what we come up with, guys. So I made it to the lake today. Essentially, it looks like one big grass flat. Hard to say what's going to happen. There's a couple of holes out here. Looks like for the most part, though, it's going to be throwing spinner baits, maybe a swim jig. The water's decently clear. Like I said, you're sitting at about 4 foot of water, and you can see about to the bottom, which isn't that bad. I'm not feeling that bad about that. But we're gonna spend, like I said, most of our day moving baits and see what we come up with. I think we're gonna avoid dock, just because I don't think the docks are gonna be a big deal. I don't know why they would be anyway out here. There's no reason for them to be with all this cover. And a broken spinnerbait. You're gonna get your whole truck in there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
You didn't leave a clip?
As you can see, it's not clipped.
Muskie. Doggo decided, hey, now's the time I gotta go potty. Yeah, this day was a ton of fun though. I spent most of the day throwing toads in the grass and the pads. And, I mean, we caught a few. Nothing crazy, but like, we got a few at least. Brian ended up catching quite a few, throwing spinner baits up by docks. I do believe what he was doing. Just running flats and docks a little quicker than I was. But I got out like an hour and a half before he did, I think. But dude, like fishing this stuff for me is like the most fun that I will ever have fishing. Oh man. And boom. It's something about setting the hook in the pads. Rods everywhere. And since then too, we've upgraded cameras. Like we've made a bunch of changes, so hopefully the quality this year will be significant. That's the boat that I fished off of for years. I love this boat. My dad still has got this boat. And at some point we'll snag it back, but that 16.5 footer should do us just fine. Now, a lot of times between these pad fields, you'll have the center channel running through there. It's got a little different bottom usually. That area usually is where I'll cast a spinnerbait or a frog, or toad, I should say, kind of between them, and it will work. It will make things work. Gotta be in that lull time now. Yeah. Yeah, dude, bass fishing is my thing. Rainbows, browns, and brooks. Yeah, I have never chased trout. But again, that's something we're trying to do this year. I might try to learn fly fishing at some point. Honestly, that's really high on my list of things to do. Let's switch back to the normal gaming screen. How about that? There's fish in them waters. Pull that crankbait back over top of those. Maybe. No? Okay. Throw a 13 footer and hopefully hook into something. Tackle weight is optimal. Yeah, fly fishing is a pain, dude. But it seems super rewarding, though. Honestly, I'll probably end up chickening out and using a light rod that is a regular rod. Hey, there we go. Pulled that lure over top of those fish and hooked right into them. I'm honestly kind of surprised they haven't added fly fishing in the game. Now, I know... I don't know what I can say or can't say. There's a big update for the angler, and they have a pretty wide scope of things that they want to accomplish. So hopefully, after this next update, which I am fairly certain is going to be competitions, we'll end up seeing... We'll end up seeing fly fishing added over the long term, hopefully on the angler. Because, I mean, it just fits, right? The map is Wyoming. They need to do that at some point. Now, they still don't have bottom fishing. They still don't have proper bait float systems, but that is being improved on, right? They are actively improving on that system with the hot fixes. So, okay, or just start raining immediately. I'm super hopeful for the angler. I don't know if you've seen the video that I posted on the angler where we did a tournament series, with a bunch of streamers that are prominent in that space. I think we ended up with 13 guys that were phenomenal. Great guys to work with. Nothing bad to say about any of them. But I think we're going to try and do more of those again. And we might try on a different game. I kind of want to try it on this game, I'll be honest with you. But I don't know the community on this game. Versus the community of Call of the Wild, the angler, I feel like I got to know those guys pretty quickly, and we were able to really capitalize on that game launching. And launching without tournaments. I mean, it really kind of sealed the deal for us to be able to do something like that. If tournaments were in the game, obviously it would be just a thing that's done all the time. But we were able to do it uniquely, I think. I approached, I don't know if you've seen, like I said, I approached it like a Bassmaster tournament. I approached it like an IRL tournament. I've ran tournaments for a long time. And we ran, I would say, some of the best tournaments in the state as far as not having issues goes. And things working. We're awfully close to filling this bag, though. Not sure we're going to be able to. We're going to be able to. The fishing's just going to get worse as this rain hits, too. We'll buzz this thing right back. Try and keep it high in the water column. Boom. Oh, I completely agree. I think Fishing Planet positioned itself in a very good spot with how it does the sim. I think it's just simmy enough to grab people that actually fish, and just arcadey enough to where people that don't fish can learn about fishing. And actually, let me know what you think about this. I'm hoping to do a series using Fishing Planet to showcase real life fishing. There are some things you can do in this game you can't do in other games. Oh, got bit. But this game has got certain things, right, that it does better than everybody else. And if I do things like, today we're talking about match fishing, right, which is float fishing. If you want to approach this in real life, this is how you do it. Here are the knots you use. Here's the bobbers you would want to use. But in-game, this is what we're going to use, and try to parallel those two things so I can use the game as a way to kind of talk about things without having to be on the water to get that footage. So let's be honest. Filming fishing is a very expensive proposition that doesn't necessarily pay off all the time. So we're going to lean pretty heavily into seminar type stuff. We're going to lean pretty heavily into having discussions about fishing off the water. But this game gives us the opportunity to really dive in and do things that I can't do in other games. Like, I want to do a full sonar video. I love sonar. Sonar is my thing. I was on Humminbird's staff for a while. I've used Humminbird before. I use them now. The way the graph works on this game is very similar, if not identical, to how basic 2D sonar works. A little bit of down imaging thrown in real life. So I think what we're going to do one of these days is we're going to go on to, I don't know, blue crab, maybe? And do some fishing like that, using the graph to our advantage and going over that. But it gives us the opportunity to talk about the game does this well, it falters here. The game does, these things as they should. Be able to have those harder discussions as well, like being critical about the game so they can improve. I have looked high and low for a creator program for this game, but I don't think they have one. But, like, we will be returning to the Angler as well, though. Like, yeah, it's a little arcadey, but it's also fun as a community game. This game, I think we're definitely going to open up lobbies. And I'm going to figure out how to add a bunch of you guys so we can all fish together and do some kind of trips or something like that. like I would like to do essentially research things where we can, or research days where we can get a bunch of us together, figure out the weather, throw different lures, throw different colors, and see if it changes. The more data we have, the better we understand the game, the better we can catch more fish. We might be able to hook into enough fish to make this whole thing. Siberia, I don't think I've done that one, dude. I think I'm only level 35 at this point. I had to restart on my Steam account. So, like, I'm starting from scratch, basically, and it's been a time. So I ended up buying a bunch of the DLCs to kind of kick myself ahead. And then, of course, as soon as I bought the DLCs, I got early access to the Angler. So I played the Angler for, like, literally 250 hours. Yeah, we'll have to try that. Like I said, I think we're going to do some sturgeon tonight. If I can get the okay from the girly friend. I can convince her to hang out with the kiddos. And if that's the case, then we'll do some sturgeon farming, earn some cash, and then early next week, we'll hit a bunch of different spots and start grinding out the content. Over the next little while, I'm going to set aside some time to organize the streams. Like I was saying, we're going to do streams that are very focused and poignant. So we're going to have scripted sections, like I used to do. Because I was doing car content over LSX Hunter. We did streams that were very focused. I cut those streams up into content for later videos, and then post the entire stream. And it worked very, very well. So I think we're going to do some of that stuff too, so I want to be able to discuss this stuff live. I mean, there are obviously some topics that I'm going to have to do off stream, but I think we can do the vast majority of them live. Want to hook into like 20 more fish. Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Is rolling things over into buying the DLCs. So I got to figure out how I want to do that, right? Because I've got super chat, super thanks enabled. Memberships, I think, are enabled, but I need to set that up. So I think today, at some point, I'm going to go through and set up memberships. So I would like to, yeah, be able to do the DLCs without it being costly, right? I'll be able to do stuff and show you guys what, and if things are worth it, with like a fund, basically, that allows me to do stuff like that. Like I said before, fishing's expensive, man. It was costing me like $60 a day to go film fishing on the boat. I mean, you got gas for the truck, gas for the boat, long runs, you got, you know, long drives. The stuff adds up. The stuff adds up. Especially getting 14 or, 12 miles to the gallon. The big red truck that I had, the V10, dude, I think it's something like sitting at 4 to 8 miles to the gallon most days. Like, that thing sucked the gas down. But pulled anything. And that was the beauty of it. But yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think, I mean, if I could get the community backing, I guess that's the thing too, right? Gifting and doing all that stuff isn't as much of the culture over here on YouTube as it is on Twitch. So securing that bag, as the kids say, is a little harder on YouTube than it is on Twitch, other than ad revenue. Ad revenue is freaking king on YouTube, and Twitch is going to be that way too. But yeah, I would like to have us set up a straight donation link so people aren't having to deal with YouTube's nonsense of 30%, snag rate. Thing is hugging the bottom up there. All right, so I don't think they're on the flat. Go ahead and pull this back then. Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, $10 a week would go a very, very long way to making content. I mean, consider, right, like, you need the DLC. So call that, if that's the $10. So that's the cost. That's one video on, this is the DLC, here's the review of it. A next video on, here's how I caught most of my fish. A next video on, here's how I caught these specific things in these specific places. Like you can break it down into 3 or 4 videos per DLC and make that money back. Yeah, so Twitch now, well, I guess I shouldn't say now. Twitch takes 50%. So if you give somebody $10, they're getting 5. And Amazon is keeping the other 5. On top of that, there's taxes, right? So it's another 30%, we'll call it, for taxes. So the content creator is down to like $3.50, $4 after that, after all the taxes and whatnot. It's just one of those things that, like, it's the business side of it, right? Like, there's always something in some way around it. Yeah, it's insane, dude. Twitch actually just announced they're pushing creators, top creators, like partners, down from 70-30 down to 50-50. So that's like a massive pay cut for some of these guys. And then there's YouTube now, who is monetizing shorts. Facebook is 100% to the creators until next year, I think is what it is. But honestly, like PayPal, right? A straight donation link, if that would get interest, I could set that up inside of Stream Elements, I think. That way it has a stream, thing pop up. You could yell at me with what DLC you want me to grab. Right there on the stream. So there's a message attached to it and all that stuff too, I think. Yep, I think today was our last Twitch stream. It just doesn't perform well, right? And it doesn't perform well unless you're a top creator. And these top creators are top creators because of things like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. These guys didn't build on Twitch. They built on other platforms and pulled that traffic to Twitch. So you're essentially pulling traffic away from what is potentially a main revenue source, YouTube, for instance, to go to somewhere else that they're taking more money than if you just did everything on YouTube. Basically, is kind of my thought process on it. And this VOD will stay up forever. So I can go through this thing again on YouTube itself and edit things down. Yeah, I'll set it up tonight, buddy. So the next little while, we'll have that set up. I appreciate the offer, man. You definitely don't feel like I have to by any means. But I'm very, very curious of getting this stuff set up and moving over to YouTube entirely. Not even sure my alerts are working for subs on here. It's been, it's today is the first day that we're really pushing setting stuff up and not just restreams. I've restreamed for a while, which is the main focus. And we got viewers. We did well. But YouTube's always been better to me. And I feel like the community on YouTube is more wholesome, if that makes sense. feel like Twitch really revolves around drama, and I'm not okay with that. Drama is something I would like to avoid, not something I want to deal with on a day-to-day basis. I'm not in high school anymore. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, long cast. And the other thing with YouTube, too, though, is, like, you can't gift memberships from the mobile app yet. No clue why. Just, it seemed like something they'd roll out first, but, I just show up. The efficiency's getting worse and worse. Worse and worse. Yeah, I think I do have Super Chat enabled, which is good on the YouTube app. I think I got Super Thanks enabled on videos. Which I don't know if I've ever seen a Super Thanks on anybody's video ever. Honestly, it seems like a great way to troll some people, though, if it does what I think it does. We might do that as a community. I think we could do that as a community, right? We could maybe pull together $20 and go donate to some smaller content creators. Just a few bucks. Make a comment on their stuff. That's the stuff that I used to do on Twitch when I was a little more free with my money. Is we'd go into smaller creators' channels and give funny TTSs. We'd give inspirational things. It's kind of a half troll, half keep going, buddy. Things are going to get better. Things are improving. But man, 5th boy on the way. So we have got an entire herd of children at this point. I'm so close to filling this bag, though. Hey, time in game matches time on the clock. Let's go. Yeah, dude. There was a period where I was playing COD, and I spent so much money on COD, and I feel like such an idiot for spending like $2,000 on Call of Duty skins for that content. Mind you, I made a lot of money back on it, right? Like, I did well enough on it. Like, that channel's at about 5 million views now. But yeah, dude, the games can be expensive if you let them. Mind you, that's over like 2-3 years, I think is what it is. Whatever the lifespan of Warzone is. But like, there's videos where I've got 200,000 views on a skin video, right? And I've made, I don't know, $500, let's say, on that video. And there's other videos that literally got 20 views, and it was a complete waste of my time because somebody else did it with an unlocker tool or something like that. Like, they essentially cheated and didn't spend the money. They didn't do it the right way. But there's always gonna be those people too, that just can't do things the right way. And not complaining about fairness per se, but I mean, when you're banning people for unlock tools for using camos in game, but you're not banning people for showing skins early and showcasing them essentially, that just goes to show really with Activision what their thought process is. As long as they're making money, that's all that matters. Because it's not the guys that are advertising skins essentially getting banned. It's the guys that are using the skins in game all the time they didn't pay for. that they, of course, want to take down. $500 on investment stocks. Dude, heck yeah. Hopefully all that stuff pans out for you. I have had good and bad luck with stocks. But that's kind of nature of the beast, too. Just need a few more fish. Are they pushed down to the bottom now? You gotta be pushed down to the bottom. Oh wow, that was a cast. Own. Hook 'em. I know there's fish down there. I know there is. I done did mark them. Done did mark them. Nada. Not a gosh darn thing. Put some pep in our step. Put some pep in our step and power fish. That rain sound is so freaking satisfying to listen to. Yeah. Wow. The great abyss down there, evidently. The amount of times I've had fish chase my lure, though, has been hilarious today. I don't think I've really ran into that much on this game. Fish chasing lures and jumping after them, like when you lift them out of the water. But it's been an occurrence today. Come on. Walleye. Just hit the dang old lure. Oh, yikes. We twitch it? Twitch it good? I'm twitching it real good. Nothing. Whole lot of nada. Hope we could fill this bag, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Unless something happens real quick. Subbing with 3 accounts. Yeah, okay, so then that raises the question. Why are the notifications not working? Why are the noties not popping up? Let's run a test.
Howdy!
Okay, that screamed in my ear. Okay, so maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Appreciate it, buddy. Get this video pushing. Man, if I can get a couple more fish. That's the problem with this game. I'll just be in general. I don't know if my alerts are working. I don't know. Okay, well, I do now. I wasn't positive I put the browser source on. We'll start there. I was honestly kind of halfway confident that I kept the, what do you call it? The Twitch ones on. I am just not seeing fish, dude. Not seeing fish. Look at all them chickens. I wonder if there's a way to have an interaction on stream when somebody likes the video. And for all you that have, I really appreciate it. It does push this video up, and we're already at 46 views on a video that you're going to see about 20 over to about 10 days. So it makes a huge difference in the channel ranking in a lot of things. I've been on YouTube for, God, 10 years now, something like that. Unsnagged. Get out of here. Of course, it's unsnagged. Man, and the website content, too, has been absolutely on fire lately. Like, man, it's good to be back in the fishing sphere. You know, coming from Kharkov and Cod, there's a lot of toxicity over there. It seems like people on the fishing side really want to just chill, vibe, hang out, you know, and be good people. I am A-okay with that. What I've got to figure out is low latency, because that delay, now that I see it, is going to drive me absolutely insane. I mean, it's not like I'm playing Tarkov anymore, to where it really matters if I'm stream delayed or not. It's Tarkov. Good lord, it mattered. I only need, like, literally 5 more fish. That's it. That's all I need. Just 5 more. Just a full limit. That's all I need. Get this couch. This ashtray.
Howdy!
Hey, it works. Carp weekend, huh? That's what you went with, huh? I gotta try some carp fishing, man. I really do. I gotta give that a shot. Glad the pike actually swims from corner to corner instead of doing, like, middle of the screen stopping, because that would drive me nuts if I saw that. Oh, it's starting to be daylight again. I've done that so many times in real life. You get out there, right? 11 o'clock at night. Like, alright. We're a nighttime bass fish. You catch a bunch of fish, you look up. Why is the sun up? Hey! Good old Arnie. For the second account. I would call that being resourceful. That's what I would call that. Good to know I'm not the only one with like 5 accounts for different things. I think the bite has died. Like the bite is dead. The bite is finite. This spot has been our magic spot though, where this crankbait's going over right now, or this jig is going over right now. So we're gonna throw the jig one more time. I'm gonna grab a crankbait. We're gonna throw a crankbait over top of it one more time. And then I think we're gonna maybe call it for this lake on this day, because we're gonna end up running into the next day here in a second. I want that hunched. Yeah. Oh, it is beating up that rod. It is beating up that. Wait for my 30 count. Oh god. So many accounts. I think it's kind of funny is like YouTube in the streaming studio completely ignore follows, likes, things like that. Like it's not even a factor on them on that screen. I think the bite has died, boys. We'll throw a spoon on the bottom. Then we'll call it. Then we'll call it and we'll see what we ended up with for cash. I would call that a pretty successful period, though. I feel like we were catching fish pretty regularly for a while. Yo, when I talked for an entire 3 hours, yikes. I don't know, man. Something about fishing just jacks me up. I don't know what it is. I love fishing so much. Like, it is one of those things. It just makes you smile, you know? Like, I don't know, man. Like, winning tournaments is cool. But just the thought of how fishing is done is usually enough for me. Like, it's just a big puzzle with a bunch of moving pieces. Dude, I love fishing so damn much. I'm getting rid of my muffler car so I can get another freaking truck and get the boat and get back on the water. I am so over the kayak, dude. The bite right now has got to be so good. I just can't be out there because the kayak isn't going to hold up to it. Sink, baby, sink. I think the bite's dead, boys. I think the bite is... Oh, my goodness! Alright. Okay. I guess there's that. Over that ledge. I figured that was a one fish. That was... And just because I can't help myself. There. Go back to that one more time. One more cast. Just one more cast, guys. One more. And then maybe one more after that. And then maybe one more after that. Reel it in. I think it's grinding the bottom. Oh, okay, that's the shelf. Duh. That makes sense. Okay, well, one more cast. Too heavy. He wings these out here. Oh my goodness. Boop. I think it's doing something weird under the water, though. Be different depth variations that's going over. Oh, so there's got to be fish around here somewhere. Good one, 3 pounds. That'll do. That'll keep. Can we do it again? 10 more pounds. Max out. What was that, in like 20 minutes? In game. And this is a game, too, I can get completely lost in. Like, I will just sit here and enjoy myself. Breaking down this puzzle and just vibing, man. Oh, I like that. I didn't notice that before. I like that feature. Oh, wow, that was a cast. Come on. Hey, ask and you shall receive. This is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. We're chasing it. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. That's a good one. That will help. That will help. We are 5 pounds shy at this point. That was a good fish. Hey, welcome back. £5 shy at this point. Can we get that last one? Right, one more fish, that's all we need to be 5 pounds. With another account. Another one. Is that a fish on, or is that snag? Oh, okay. I guess we keep those. Hey, a bait coin. Just need like 1 or 2 more fish. Oh, wow, that covered that shelf. Okay. Dude, spinning rods, though, for covering water. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was a... that was a bite. That was a bite. Yeah, so one of them did. I think, you know what it might have to do with? Is, I think it only shows if your account is set to share public subscriptions or something like that. Like, there was a setting in YouTube that I had to click for it to show up on occasion. But it's something to do with public subs, I do believe. Game also needs drop shotting. Also what it needs. If I could drop shot, I would be a happy, happy man. Toss it overboard for a second. We marked fish in this area, so maybe we can get him to pull onto this bobber setup. We're so close to filling this bag, though. I want this bag filled. 150 pounds of walleye. Ah. 22,000 almost. I'll take that. Not bad at all. That'll get us moving. There's thing in Siberia? Yeah, I've got some levels to go to get those ones. But we'll focus on the Delta tonight, if I get a chance to get on. And we'll grind that out. Yeah, I gotta buy a license for that. 8K. Yeah, we'll do that when it's time. Okay, I've got money for that. Dope. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some chores for the girly friend before she beats me. So I will see you guys at some point. For those of you that stuck around, I appreciate it. Those of you that hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, you guys are amazing. Meme, thank you, dude, for hanging out and having some discussion. I appreciate it. I will be back around